Hi, and welcome to this live reading from To Be a Fae Guardian from the Realm Chronicles, Book 2 by Tricia Copeland, and this is presented by Itsy Bitsy Book Bits. Chapter 1. Black, dark, void. Falling, hurling, head over heels through the nothingness, my body flails about as I try to right myself. Bam! I slam into a hard surface and the air swooshes from my lungs. Arms searing, I push up on my hands. White vapor appears from nowhere, and it writhes and swirls in front of me, then freezes into a form of a face. A woman? Sonia? Reconfiguring, another visage forms. Abaddon. A thin smile spreads, and the image morphs into that of Lucifer. You will not succeed. Darkness always prevails. Sucking in a breath, I open my eyes to see faint shadows of the crystals hanging above. Alive. Awake. In my bed. In my castle. In my kingdom. In my realm. I exhale. Sweat hangs on my brow, and I toss my covers and cross to the water bowl. Dousing my face, I lay my palms on the soft wood of the bureau and inhale. Exhale. Just a dream. Neither Lucifer, Abaddon, nor Sonia possess powers in my realm. They cannot hurt me or any Fae here. I lured their mutant kobold army who attempted to invade us into the deep, dark abyss of lower earth, in ending the hideous beasts. Yes, Lucifer, or whatever evil spirit I encountered, thought it could trap me in that realm, but the goddesses granted me power to escape. Inch by inch, I stretch my aching wings to full span. Perhaps the trinity of witches, Elena, Camille, and Hunter, curtailed the power of the evil spirits inhabiting lower earth. I pray they did, after we risked much aiding them, opening our rings, enabling them to pass into the dark realm. Maybe Sonia, as well as her son Thanatos and grandson Theron, have been dealt with. My mind spins with the quandary. How does one curtail the power of a spirit? Good or evil, souls remain eternal. There is no way to end one. At least Sonia, Thanatos, and Theron cannot pass through our rings. Only souls of the Creator can override our ring magic. Bumps form on my skin, and a chill crawls down my back. Yes, Lucifer and Abaddon possess the power to enter this realm. No histories describe them doing so, I assure myself, and again, they hold no power here. Still, I have no idea what the witches hoped to or did accomplish in lower earth. An image of Hunter's pale slack form crosses my mind. I hope he lives. I fold my wings on my back and spin to face the window. The faintest glow of light slipping around the curtains. I cannot tarry on this issue. There stands no use while the High Council controls my rings and therefore my access to Upper Earth and the Trinity Witches. This challenge brings me to a bigger problem, Aleem's trial. The High Council charges him with treason for allowing the witches, more particularly the female Alina, being a vampire-witch hybrid, to cross our realm. Lifting my eyes to my crystals, I say a silent prayer to the goddesses. My mind jumps to another problem. The speed of charges brought against Aleem, resulting vote for a trial, and descent of the High Council guards gave me no time to replace the set of ring crystals I had lost in lower earth. Without them, I have no access to lower or upper earth, and the High Council has Aleem guarded day and night. I doubt I can contact him without being discovered. Does he possess an additional set of crystals? Has he instructed one of his judges to secure them for me, or should I ask someone else? Who could I trust with such a task? Taking a deep, centering breath, I savor the feel of the cool rock on my feet. I draw back the curtains and look out over the meadow. The first light of day graces the sky, forming a yellow hue. I lift my wings and arms, stretching them towards the ceiling. Letting my wings fold behind me, I spin. There is much to do before those called to be witnesses in the trial depart. Flitting to my closet, I pull out my riding pants and slide into a blouse and vest. I exit the bedchamber and, nodding to my guards, enter my study. Papers litter the desk, and I sort them into piles. Plans for the summer solstice celebration kept me and my two most trusted counselors, Holden, my Fae-at-arms, and Quinn, my cousin and heir presumptive, up well into the night. My early morning will not help me in sorting details of that event either. Even as I try to focus on the guest lists, seating charts, menus, and entertainment options on the pages, my mind wanders. Who could replace Aleem if the council finds him guilty? His first judge is but 15, not yet ready to rise to the keeper's post. That counts another fact in our favor. Father sides with us as well. Surely, as a hallowed elder and a prior king, his testimony would also benefit our point of view. Holden can testify to the safety measures enacted even if the council disagrees with my course of action. They cannot persist in turning a blind eye to the growing threat from below. They must allow me to utilize the rings again. We need to know what happened in Lower Earth that day. I wonder if Sonia, Thanatos, and Therion joined Abaddon and Lucifer. Because if that be the case, I cannot entertain the thought. The goddesses be with us all. The only way to gain this knowledge is through communication with the witches above. What we do not know of these evil beings can hurt us. The council must be swayed to let us work with the Trinity. I will go to the trial. That should be my course. I start to the door. It swings open before I reach it. Elfrida, I cannot call her my handmaid because she serves as so much more, a mother figure, confidant, and friend, stands wide-eyed in front of me. They said you rose early. Did you have another dream? Is something wrong? Nothing a visit to the High Council will not solve. Ready my trunk to travel with the others to the trial. She catches my hand as I brush past her. Not all can be solved with brute force. You need to show you respect their authority, at least appear to be repentant. But they are wrong. This is about much more than they realize. If they only knew the evil I experienced. Her eyes narrow. Are you sure flaunting your crystal-adorned brow is wise? The rumors of my appearance exaggerate reality, I am sure. The chance that they may learn your secret is not the only problem. You may be a royal and a monarch, but you know the High Council supplants your authority when it comes to the rings. But the mission of the Fae aligns with that of the Trinity to guard Upper Earth from the evil spirits of Lower Earth. And Alina forms one of the Trinity, her witch heritage allowing her soul to persist. She is still half vampire. See it from their point of view. Law forbids interaction with them. Aleem engendered the whole realm. Is that what you think? That I put our Fae in harm's way? Tears threaten to form in my eyes. To risk my people would be the very last thing I would do. Elfrida rests her hands on my shoulders. I think you are young and determined. I cannot lose Aleem as ringkeeper. I bite my lip, for I cannot say my other thoughts aloud. I worry they may do worse. Take his wings. My stomach clenches. In giving me a set of ring crystals, he enabled me to defeat the kobold. But for this alone, he could be removed from his post. They could banish him to the cold tundra of Wilhelm for a deed I pushed for. I fear your presence may make things worse for Aleem. I grip Elfrida's arms. I hate feeling powerless, out of control. Her eyebrows rise. Lifting her hands from my shoulders, I stand upright. As one of the eldest, Aleem holds a revered position among the keepers. I must believe they will see his wisdom in aiding me. I guess I must have faith the council will see Aleem's wisdom in this. A smile spreads on her face. You have a celebration to plan, and you should revel in your victory, and the peace that graces our land because of it. Worry not when there is no need. You are correct. All will be well. I put on a brave face as my innards scream at me, kiss her cheek, and skip around her. Exiting my study, I glance down the hall. With no one about, I jump to the windowsill and into the air. I soar high above the castle. Below, the green meadow calls to me. Light bounces off the dewdrops, causing the blades to sparkle as if topped with tiny diamonds. I coast down in wide circles, breathing in the sweet honeysuckle and lavender. The cool air washes across my body. All will be well. How can everything not be perfect with such beauty? Alighting in the empty courtyard, I flit to the table and pluck a grape from the bunch. I wind around and take my seat. Motion catches my eye, and I look up to see Holden, golden wings spread wide, gliding toward me. Holden. My feelings for him grow every day. How could I not have seen what could have been between us for so many months? Landing, he lowers his wings and approaches. Blue irises and a perfect smile greet me. Golden hair falls over his brow as he glances around, then leans over and kisses my lips. Good morning. My smile spreads across my face. How can everything not be perfect when I have his affection? Jumping the table and sliding into the chair beside mine, he runs his finger down my nose. How was your sleep, my beautiful queen? Fitful and not long enough. I rest my chin on my hand and lean toward him, unable to rein in the smile spreading across my face. I take in his fair eyes and light hair, today pulled back into a tight bun on his neck, in preparation for sparring with his soldiers, I imagine. How is it that just the sight of him elicits such joy? He grips my hand. Have you figured out how to rid the universe of all evil yet? We shall never defeat the darkness as long as beings harbor sins of their own. And what iniquities would they cast stones at you for? I smile. Pride and greed. I believe one who risks her very life to save her kingdom may deserve a bit of boasting, but what avarice are you guilty of? Biting my lip, I wonder if I should speak the words. He declares his feelings for me with ease. Why should I not? I wish to look upon your face every day. Then I am just as covetous as you, for I desire that as well. To look upon your own face, I should say you are quite proud too. I laugh. You know what I mean. He lobs a grape at me. I chuck a handful back at him. Catching one, he tosses it my way again, and I am definitely not a good role model. Yes, how so? Leaving my country to serve a traitorous queen? I pelt him with another grape. I have not been charged with such, but it was I who kept us up into the wee hours of the morning. That will not serve us well today. He grabs my wrist as I reach for more fruit. Yes, if you were not so detailed about the celebration, we would have been in bed sooner. I want it to be perfect. It is the first celebration when we all can truly relax and enjoy a kobold-free realm. If someone would not bring wine to planning sessions, I believe they would be a lot less fun. Picking up an apple, he eyes me with a sideways glance. Are you two arguing already? Landing opposite us, Quinn lowers his green wings and slides into a seat. Good morning, cousin. My side catches with grief as I take in his face. The square chin and dark hair so much like my eldest brother. Staving off the passing emotion, I offer him a plate of biscuits. Prince Holden was complaining about my organization style. He thinks me too detail-oriented. You do tend to be preoccupied with particulars. Quinn lifts a pastry from the tray. Holden motions to Quinn. I like you more today. I look at Quinn, wondering why he sided with Holden. The two have been on opposite sides of every discussion for the past week. Perhaps Quinn has decided to set aside his jealousy or opposition, whatever the ill feelings are, or maybe he loathes planning festivals as much as Holden. I need female friends, but I require Holden and Quinn to help me list the games of skill for the festival. Looking between the men, I vow to demand of Quinn the root of his animosity before they travel to the High Council gathering. I have put the discussion off too long as it is. I can finish the plans for the parties while you are attending the trial. I look back to the meadow, thinking of the journals that should be completed as well. If honest, I dread the task. I do not want to be reminded of what passed the day I entered Lower Earth. The beings haunt my every dream, but it must be done. Each fact needs to be preserved in the texts for future generations. My experience could aid Fae as the histories did us, in ways we could not even ponder. Speak with Quinn before he leaves, plan for the celebration, record my victory in the journals. I tick through the items in my list. Holden lays his hand on my arm. Someone is way too serious for a supposed day of rest. Someone does not know the meaning of responsibility, Quinn points at Holden. And he returns to mocking Holden. I fight, rolling my eyes, and think back to the day we first met. They seemed so alike, both soldiers, royals, except Holden bears the title of Prince of our neighboring kingdom of Hilbrun, and Quinn serves as only my heir presumptive, a tentative title indeed. Perhaps therein lies the root of his angst, but he accepted the position, has said he wanted it, is happy here. Before Holden sided with me to aid the witches of the Trinity.